If you are a regular taxpayer registered under GST having an aggregate turnover of more than rupees 2 crores, then it becomes mandatory for you to file GSTR 9, and GSTR 9 is also known as annual return. But preparing it with the correct data in the limited time we have is not everyone's cup of tea. But there is a way to file GSTR 9 hassle-free. So do you want to know how? Hello everyone, I am Nikita Singhal from Webtil, and today in this video I am going to tell you the simple process to file GSTR 9 with our software Web GST that is quite easy for taxpayers to use. So stay tuned. It's been 4 years since the time GST became reality. But till now we get confused about the data to be included in GSTR 9, and filing GSTR 9 cannot be avoided at any cost as it is a must to file the same annually. So some of the important pointers taxpayers should keep in mind before filing GSTR 9 are: first, GSTR 9 is not to be filed by the following: input service distributors, casual taxable persons, non-resident taxable person, TDS deductors, TCS collectors, and composition taxable person, as they have different annual return for their own. Next, second point is, if you are registered in multiple states, that is taxpayers are having multiple GSTNs under same PAN, then they are required to file annual return GSTN wise and not PAN wise. Third, GSTR 9 is to be filed even if it is a nil return, that is there are no sales, no purchases, no ITC, etc. Fourth, the form GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B has to be mandatorily filed for the financial year before filing GSTR 9. So in any case, you are not allowed to file GSTR 9 if you have not filed your GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. So please take note of that. Fifth, GSTR 9 is to be filed even if the taxpayer was registered for a single day in the financial year 2021. So it means that if you have deregistered yourself, that is you are not registered right now, but you were registered in the financial year 2021, so you are required to file annual return for that. Sixth, GSTR 9 once filed cannot be amended. It cannot be amended like any other GST return. GSTR 9 can also not be amended. So be very cautious while filing this particular return. Seventh, if the return is not filed by the due date, which is 31st December 2021 for the financial year 20-21, and this date is still now 31st December 2021, but it might get extended as it was extended for the earlier years, so we have to wait for that. The taxpayer has to pay rupees 200 per day as a penalty, in which rupees 100 consists of CGST and rupees 100 consists of SGST in case we have not filed the return on timely basis. Also, it is to be noted that the total penalty cannot exceed 0.25% of the total turnover on which the said penalty is being levied. Eighth, there should be complete documentary proof of data reported in GSTR 9. Ninth, comparison of credit availed in GSTR 3B versus credit available in GSTR 2A. So it is also very important to reconcile our data. Next, 10th point is reconciliation of sales in GSTR 3B versus the sales which we have reported in GSTR 1. It is also important to match that both the sales reported in both the reports match with each other. Now let me take you to my desktop screen to get you through the process of filing GSTR 9 correctly in an easy manner. Yeah, so this is our GST dashboard. Okay, and in this you can see on the above we have given GSTR 9 9C option, and from the tab you have to select GSTR 9 for the business vertical on which you are working. As you will click on this GSTR 9, a form like this as shown to you on the screen is visible to you, and here you can see that it is data is coming in green color, and data of GSTR 3B, GSTR 1 and GSTR 2B is coming. So meaning thereby we are downloading this particular data from the portal itself, and we are not taking anything inserted by you in the software. It means that if any of our user or if any person who's not using our software software currently wants to file GSTR 9 through this software, he can do so because we are not taking any input from the data which is already in the software. Okay, so here the last downloaded date is coming, that is the date on which this particular data has been downloaded. One more important thing is that here we for the purpose of GSTR 9 we are taking the data for the whole financial year for which we are filing the return plus 6 months of the next financial year, meaning thereby here for 2021 for the whole financial year we are downloading GSTR 3B 1 and 2A, and for the 21 to 22 April to September month we are downloading GSTR 1 and 2A. And you must be knowing that the purpose for this is that we can file we can make any changes in our already filed returns by next year's like September month return. So that is the purpose of this. So this is our GSTR 9 form, and all the fields and all the everything is same as it is appearing on the portal. Now the data will be auto-populated on the basis of GSTR 1, 3B and 2A. Okay, so here I'm not going to discuss each and every field because everybody is filing like returns from the last 3 years, and you must already be knowing what are the important fields and what data is to be inserted. We are just discussing the important points which we should keep in mind, and what some things are given in the software. So first of all, features which are given in the software is that here button is given, you can click on it and you can see the bifurcation of the data, and this particular thing is not given on the portal, so you can double click here and see the data for a particular month. Similar to B2C, you can see the B2B data. Okay, here, and in case you want, this is month wise data is coming. In case you want to see invoice wise data and party wise data, you can also do so. Also, a thing to be noted while filing GSTR 9 is that in GSTR 9 table number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these all pertains to the current financial year. That is, if we are filing return for 20 to 21, our table number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will contain, and 9 also will contain the details of the current financial year for which we are filing the return. So what about the data which for the 6 months which we have inserted in next financial year? For those we have to use table number 10, 11, 12 and 13. So these things have to be kept in mind while filing the return. Okay, so table number 4 basically deals with the outward supplies, that is the inward supplies and advances. Basically all the things on which we have to pay the taxes will be included in table number 4. Okay, and one important thing over here is I would like to mention here that suppose if I have to make any amendment, for example, if in April month I have shown a B2B invoice as 1000 rupees, it was actually 1000 rupees and I have shown it as 100 rupees in my GSTR 1, but in May month I came to know that it is of 1000 rupees and by mistake I have filed it as 100 rupees. So what I have to do is I have to make, because this particular transaction of amendment is noticed in the current financial year only and it is not pertaining to next year, so I have to make changes in table number 4 only. So what I have to do is 100 rupees will be shown in my table number 4B as it was filed in April month, and 900 rupees difference, that is the taxes, extra taxes on 900 rupees will have to be shown in table number 4K. Okay, and similarly if the taxes are reduced, it will be shown in table number 4L. So this is about table number 4. Now next, table number 5 deals with outward supplies only, but the supplies on which there are no taxes, that is for the purpose of calculating the taxable value, for the purpose of calculating turnover, table number 5 is there, and the sum total of 4 and 5 will get 5n, in which will get the total turnover, as you can see in the window below. And as you can see in the screen. Now moving to table number 6, you can see that table number 6 relates to ITC. So table number 4 and 5 are relating to sales and table number 6 relates to ITC. So table number 6A contains the details of ITC which we have filed, which we have availed in our GSTR 3B. So table 4A of GSTR 3B sum is shown over here. Okay, and it is to be noted that this table is non-editable, so we cannot make any changes. So one important thing over here I would like to mention that suppose in GSTR 3B for the current financial year I have taken the credit for the full year, but by mistake I have forgotten to take some of the credit which I have taken in next year's 6 months, like till September month return I have taken the credit. But here you can see that in 6A only the credit for the current financial year is coming. So where will I insert the data remaining credit which I have taken? So for that I have to use table number 13, which we will discuss while it will come below. Okay, so I have my whole year financial year data will come here, and the credit taken in next financial year will be coming in table number 13. Now 6B, 6C, 6D, 6E, all these are the bifurcations of table 4A only, and it's bifurcation in inputs, capital goods, input services. So these bifurcations I have to insert for table number 4A. So it basically after doing all this bifurcation, ideally my the difference between A, that is for A table, and I, that is subtotal of B to H, should be 0, meaning thereby, as I am saying that table number 4A is 4A's bifurcation is given below, so it should obviously match if the data is correct. One more thing here to note is that for the purpose of financial year 2021, you can do one thing. You can you have to mention capital goods data separately, and for the purpose of inputs and input services you can enter the data in inputs only if you don't have any such bifurcation available with you. So this is about table number 6. Now moving to table number 7, it pertains to ITC reversal. That is all the ITC which I have to reverse will appear over here, and in case I don't have any such bifurcation available with me, I can do one thing. I can enter all these reversals in table number 7H also. Now the most important table of the form is table number 8. Now moving to the most important part, that is table number 8A of GSTR 9, which is like the most talked about section, and in which we generally every client face problem. So as you must be knowing that in 8A ITC as per 2A will be appearing to you, and it is also an auto populated table. So data in this table will already be visible to you. But the most important task with us is that to reconcile our 2A data which is appearing in 8A with the actual data which is coming in our GSTR 2A. So as you must already be knowing that there is an Excel given on the portal where you can download 8A data, and from where you can check that how this particular data is made and how this particular data is calculated. But then also client face problem, because sometimes what happen is that the data coming in our Excels does not match with the data which is coming in our 2A. Okay, so that is why what we have done is we have given a bifurcation to you over here. You can click on this particular button, and you can see here that the month wise data is coming, similarly invoice wise data and party wise data is coming. Okay, so below that you can see data as per GST and 8A. So what we have done over here is we have taken that particular Excel of 8A and calculated the data on the basis of that. In that particular Excel, the data is divided into two parts, that is the data for which we can take credit and data for which we cannot take credit. So the data for which we can take credit will be showing to you over here, and for which you cannot take credit, that will also be showing to you over here. Data as per GST and 8A is coming, then data as per GST and 2A is coming. So the whole data for which you have downloaded 2A, that will be coming to you over here. Then its difference is coming. Then we have added a new column, invoices not included. In this invoices we have added the invoices for which you cannot take the credit, and when you click on this you can get the details of all the invoices for which you cannot take the credit, and reason for excluding is also coming, that GSTN is amended, reverse charge document, POS lies in supplier state. So this is basically the difference due to which we cannot take the credit. So these all transaction comes in our 8A Excel also. The basic difference, the thing which is extra in the software is that it is not there for the current financial year. But I can tell you the reason why sometimes difference comes is that suppose my 2A for any of my supplier has filed a return after the due date, that is after September of next year September month, the client has filed return. So that particular data will not be coming in my 8A also, because 8A is generated as on a particular date. So it will not be coming in my 8A, but it will be coming in my 2A. So that particular invoices difference will be there, which we have to identify, and for that we have already given option in this particular case only. Here you will get a tab for where you will get the invoices which are coming in your 2A but not coming in your 8A, and the reason for that is generally the invoices which are filed after the due date. Okay. So this is the basic and one of the major reason for the difference coming in our 2A and 8A. So after the 8A, you can 8B, 8C, all these are also the bifurcations. After 8, we have to move on table number 9, which is basically the taxes which we have paid in the return, that is our GSTR 3B. So it is also the bifurcation of the taxes which we have paid for the whole year. And here balance tax payable by DRC 3. So as you must be knowing that in case we get some extra, like there's a requirement to pay extra tax and we have not paid by our return, so we can do so while filing our annual return in our in our form DRC 03. Now table number 10, 11, 12, 13 deals with the details which are filed in next financial year's return till September next financial year. So table number 10 deals with the amendments. I have already taken an example in which I have told you that suppose I have filed I have taken that example for April and May month. Suppose considering that instead of May month I came to know that I have filed wrong return in next financial year. Okay, so for that particular case my data will not be shown in table number 4K. Instead of that it will be taken in table number 10. Okay, so that is the basic difference if the data is coming in same financial year or different financial year. Now if the taxes are getting reduced, it will be shown in table number 12. In case we are reversing the ITC during the availed during the previous financial year, it will be coming in table number 12. And ITC availed for the previous financial year, that is the case I was telling you at the time of table 6A, that in case ITC of previous year is availed for the current financial year is availed in next financial year, it will be shown in table number 13. Now table number 14 deals with the differential tax paid. Table number 15 relates to the refund, that is pending, sanctioned, all these details have to be mentioned. 16 is also optional and it deals with the detail of composition, taxpayers, deemed supply, etc. Now table number 17 and 18 relates to HSN summary. These are our last tables but very important tables. Table number 17 and 18 are optional. Okay, you have if you have filed HSN summary in your GSTR1, what we will be doing is we will be auto populating this particular table number 17 dealing with HSN of outward supplies, which is not there on the portal. And it is like if your turnover is above 1.5 crore but up to 5 crores, you have to mention HSN summary at 2 digits level and at 4 digit level for taxpayers having annual turnover above 5 crores. Okay, and in case of table number 18, you have to mention the inward supplies which in value independently accounts for more than 10% or more of the total value of inward supplies. So table number 18 contains the inward supplies. So this is basically about our software's table, and we have also discussed some of the cases where we have issues. Now one or two features I would like to mention over here, that you can manually change the data. This is auto populated data but you can change it manually, and for that you have to right click on the data and you can change the data over here, present value, and save it. So it will be appearing like this, like it is coming as 10,000 and it will be shown to you in blue color. Also on the heading table, you can change, you can click on the table below of every heading, and you can make any changes if you want to make the changes. Also you can insert the comments for your future reference. Now after filling the data, you have to click on save, and that after that you can click on save JSON and file your return from the software itself. You have to click save GSTR9 to GSTN, so your data will be saved on the GSTN portal. And after checking it properly that your data is correct, you can click on file GSTR9, and you can file your return from here only, either by using DSC or EDC, any of the method which you use. So you can file your GSTR9 very easily from the software. So see how hassle-free it is to file GSTR9 with the help of our software WebGST. If you want to know more about this solution, then visit the link mentioned in the description below and let us know in the comment section if you have any doubts. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you found this video helpful. Next Tuesday, we'll be coming up with another interesting video to make compliances better for you. Till then, stay happy and stay tuned with us for a better compliance journey. Thank you so much.